Welcome back to Christina and David's Adventures. This week we have a treat for you because it is a huge week. It's a week that leads up to a day called Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. And in Mexico and actually across Latin America, it is a huge celebration.
Christina wanted to finally embrace this tradition. She has talked about it for the last 2 years, but this year we've actually executed on the plan. And it actually turned out really, really beautiful. Some of you may have seen this through a Disney movie called Coco. And Coco did an absolutely fantastic job explaining Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead. I had been to the actual event of Day of the Dead first and then seen the movie, and I was absolutely blown away how well Disney did on explaining Dia de Muertos. And I actually found out that they had researched a lot of the movie on the state of Oaxaca where we live, which is really, really amazing. So this is absolutely beautiful. An altar, an ofrenda. It's amazing on how this is all put together and why it's all put together. Stay tuned as we'll show you the different layers of how this was put together and why it was put together. And we're going to explain Day of the Dead, or Dia de Muertos, to you.
This past Sunday was Formula One's Mexican Grand Prix, which may not mean a whole lot to many of you if you don't follow racing, but it is a big day in our family. And while we were watching that, I was going through old albums and old photographs, and I could not resist in pulling out a number of pictures and really getting down to building this altar.
Before we set up the altar, the ofrenda, we had to do a little bit of shopping. So let's take you back. We are on an expedition. We are on another adventure of Christina's.
Of Christina's. Well, this one is kind of mine.
It is. So we are driving into Centro. We're going to find some stuff.
I got very inspired last week when we were in Oaxaca City, and I thought it's time for us to embrace more of the things that we have come to really appreciate and enjoy here. So we're on a search to get a few things for this little project.
What are we going to buy? Have you found your stuff?
I have found some of my stuff. I'm super excited.
Did we get what we were looking for?
We got, actually you found something extra for me that is going to make my life a lot easier. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beyond that, the very first store we actually found, again, a couple extra things that I was looking for the last 2 years as well. And I've been just borrowing from somebody else. So I get to make my own this time. And yes, we've gotten a bunch of the other things. There's still 2 more things potentially on my list. Definitely 1 more.
This is not something you're going to see every day. All right, so we had to take a commercial break.
Yeah, it's important. We get hangry sometimes. Oh, I do. I get hangry sometimes.
You have to feed the bear. You have to feed the beast.
Because otherwise shopping is not fun.
So we've taken a little time out and we're going to eat, and this is what we're having. Check this out. So I have pollo empanzado, and Christina has...
And I have pollo con salsa verde y con crema.
And we're going to add some toppings. Christina has a Coke, and I have Topo Chico.
We have fed the beasts. My beast anyways. Rawr. Nobody's hangry any longer. We can now do our last bit of potential shopping. We're going to get some colors.
Colors?
Colors, actually. Some colors.
Find a rainbow.
And maybe something pretty flowery.
We're going to get the rest of the stuff right now as we're in Centro. Centro! Vegetales. Wow. Almost as pretty as my wife. Nah. So we're walking down the sidewalk and we got some more stuff now. We had some more color.
Some pretty flowers.
Pretty flowers.
Look at how beautiful those are.
Wow.
And I know I could probably grow my own, but I have not done it.
Nah, one less headache. We're not growing these. Not happening. The birds will be eating them next, or the chacalacas will be eating them or something.
Oh,
so.
the chachalacas are not nice.
Yeah.
They're little buggers. But we have what we were coming for.
Now we're back at our car. And there's Central.
We're going to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. It's a huge celebration in Mexico, across Latin America as well. And actually it seems to creep into many other areas of the world, which is amazing. We're going to set up an altar. I'm very excited to set this up, and I'm bringing you guys along for it. All right, so this is the space that we're going to be working with. So our beautiful little plants are going to get removed. And this is going to be important because there's going to be layers. So we're going to build some layers here. So took a little break, and now we're back at it. Let's keep going by putting all these pictures into the frames and stringing up these beautiful, colorful papel picados. I didn't mention yet these beautiful papers. They're very thin color papers. They are called papel picado. And it's essentially papers that were perforated. They have different characters, usually always a skull on there. And some of them are playing trumpets. Some of them are couples together. The blue one has a parrot on it. They will have just a head on it. The black one says Dia de Muerto, which is the short version of Dia de los Muertos. And it's just a colorful way of showing more love and festivity. So for the souls to come and locate us, since we've moved around so much, we needed a few things to attract them. And one of those things is the Cempasuchil flower, which is a marigold flower. They're beautiful, they're very strong scented, and because of that, the souls will come and find us. This is a little highway almost that leads up to our ofrenda. And then we have a very, very traditional Mexican bread called pan de muerto. And as you can see, it has very distinct sections to it, and those are to represent bones. It is a sweet bread. It is very delicious. We also put out a lot of candles, because candles are the light that shine the way to where they would like to go, the souls. And of course, because we want them to find us, we've gotten a good few out here. The white ones are very important to have, but I have made some candles myself and I wanted to put those out. Other things that we've put out are things like cigarettes. My grandparents and David's grandparents smoked. a lot, and they really love their cigarettes. So we put those out. We put out coffee, tea, we put out little snacks, food, things like drinks. Whiskey was something that was consumed quite a bit in some households, so we put that out. There are numerous days that Dia de Muertos is celebrated, and it starts on the 27th of October. And again, it depends on the traditions that you follow, but on the 27th of October, we honor pets. October 28th is really the start of events where you start lighting candles. The very first candle gets lit. And every day you add more and more pieces to what is almost like a puzzle. October 29th is for unclaimed souls, those who don't have family members or anyone really remembering them. October 30th is for those who left us too soon, those who were potentially in an accident, who didn't get a chance to enjoy their last meal, so we light another candle. October 31st, which is today, is for our ancestors. So again, we light another candle and we think of those who came well before us. November 1st is for the innocent, the saddest day of the celebration, because it is for the littles, for the children who have passed on, who were called way, way, way before their time. Now, Saturday, November 2nd, is going to be the day. November 2nd is for all adult souls and all souls inclusive. It's when all the souls come and join us and take part and enjoy our offerings. That is the day that we will be going to the cemetery, to the Pantheon. We are going to go to Santa Maria Huatulco to enjoy the festivities there. And it's an event that I don't want to give away, so you're going to have to tune in next week to see that. But it is one I get goosebumps every time I think of it. I really, really do. It's such an incredible event. But all of this is leading up to it, right? And then lastly, November 3rd is the day that all souls return. And we bid farewell. Different areas in Mexico celebrate these traditions slightly differently. And I am not an expert by any means. I won't pretend to be. I will say that I have taken as much of the information that I have been able to gather from friends and acquaintances here in Mexico and put them towards our own tradition here, which then I put a little bit of my own spin on, because that's what traditions are, aren't they? They're a base, and then you can build upon it. Part of the Oaxacan traditions is this beautiful headdress that many women will wear around this time of year. And I have made my own, so I hope you like it. I know it's very big and very colorful, but it is the way that things are here in Oaxaca. This headdress probably isn't going to fit in a few other states in Mexico, because that's just not the full tradition. So here in this state, this is the tradition, and I have embraced it and I love it.
Most people, if not all, have lost someone in their lives. And as you can see here, there's a few photos of our family members and close friends that have passed on. And why not pay respects? Why not honor these people that were in our lives? So we're offering things like whiskeys, foods, cigarettes, bananas, breads, some of their favorite things we are offering to them. And that's the explanation of when they come back the one time a year, that the Mayans and the Mesoamerican people believe that they came back one time a year to be with the land of the living again. Why not give them these offerings? These were our loved ones. These were our friends. So really, really amazing to see you set it up, light up the candles. I think it's important to celebrate life and never forget. So today is Halloween night, and we are going to head into Centro, and we're going to hand out candy to all the kids running around in Central tonight. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to take you with us, and we're going to videotape a little bit of that. I think even though Halloween is not part of Day of the Dead or Dia de Muertos, it's been accepted here, and the kids love receiving the candy. So we're more than happy and honored to be able to, buy some candy and hand it out in Central tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I will not pretend to know all of it, but what I do know of it, I absolutely love this tradition, and I have embraced it with David as, for myself at least, this is the second favorite festivity of the year, right after Christmas, because it's a beautiful remembrance of those who we have loved and who have passed. Yeah, looking through memories, photographs, books, toasting to those who have passed. A little mezcal never hurt anyone. And remembering the traditions. We hope you've enjoyed our video, and we hope to see you next week when we go to the Pantheon, the Dia de los Muertos, at the cemetery.